I remember the day my mother passed away, my aunt turned to me and she said, "Call your father and tell him the news." Hello, guys. Welcome back to a new episode for the podcast. My name is Tulio Hidalgo. I'm 20 years old, and today I'll be sharing more about myself and why I started this podcast. Like, there's no secret formula to overcoming fear, but to face it. To me, purpose means to work every day to be my best self. It means to stay true to myself and to what I really desire in life. God. God is definitely the biggest influence in my life, and I always give everything to God, and in His hands, things go how they should. Jesus Christ. How fragile life is. Realizing that a person can be there one day and the next they won't be there definitely opened my eyes. How much we need to appreciate life, how much we need to value every day. Not only every day, but the people around me more. I wish people knew that when I speak to them, I'm coming from a genuine place and that I want to know how they're really doing, how they genuinely feel in their hearts. In that sense, I think that it allows the people around me to be their true self. Success to me means being able to do what I love, to be able to create the impact that I want to create. And I just think of being able to share my story to people and inspire others to also discover that through their own stories, they have a big lesson to learn and that they can grow from their experiences. So that's what I imagine when I think of success. After I graduated high school, I made a decision to stop playing soccer. And it was a moment where I felt a lack of clarity, a lack of purpose. And this lack of purpose led me to begin a new journey, to search for what I truly wanted. Navigating to find my purpose is what has led me to name the podcast Finding Purpose. I want the people that when they watch this to also begin this journey to find their own purpose. I remember the day my mother passed away, my aunt turned to me and she said, "Call your father and tell him the news." At the time, I was only 15 years old, and having to call my dad to tell him these news was very, very challenging. I dialed the phone and I called my dad and I told him, "Dad, my mother passed away." And just listening to him break through the phone, it broke me. And I remember my dad just saying that everything was going to be okay and that he was going to fly out to go get us. At the time, I was in Texas. He was here in Miami. Drastic change in my life with losing my mother, changing where I was living. I think that moment was very critical to where I am now. I always think back to Stoicism. It's a Greek philosophy that talks about understanding what's in your control and what's outside of your control, and to focus your energy into what's in your control. And I think that when we do that, we're able to really have an impact and really understand that not everything is going to go our way. So when I make mistakes and I go through failures, I always analyze, okay, was this in my control or was it outside of my control? And if it was in my control, what can I learn from this experience and how can I do better next time? Because all failures are just the beginning to a new lesson, to a new journey. Forgiving myself. When we learn to forgive ourselves and to identify that we're bigger than what we think and that we deserve better, I'm able to overcome self-doubt and knowing that I have someone looking after me, which is God, having faith. Yeah. so yeah, going up to strangers I would say it was a fear I had. And I was able to overcome it by simply exposing myself to it. Like, there's no secret formula to overcoming fear but to face it. So being able to face this fear, and the more I did it, the easier it became. Seeing that the people around me are happy and are fulfilled. And I think that for me to experience that, I have to be fulfilled myself. I think it starts from me, then it goes outwards. Meditation. I think that meditation allows me to stay grounded, to stay present, and to be more conscious of my decisions. And in that way, my experience of life changes. I mean, I think of legacy, I think of what I want to leave behind. And I hope that the legacy that I leave is honesty, that people will remember me as an honest person and as someone who really just wants the best for others. So I think that to really forgive someone, or even to forgive yourself, you first need to recognize what you did wrong, what you could have done better, and really humble yourself to be able to really allow the forgiveness to have an impact. Sometimes to move forward, you have to leave something behind. I think that gratitude is a big factor in my life. I start my day with gratitude. I start my day with thanking God for another day, that I have a roof over my head, that I have people around me that love me, and that I just get a new opportunity to grow. I will tell him that everything is going to be okay. I will tell him that the present is all that we have, so take advantage of it and hang yourself around the right people. That's a good one. I grew up watching Americans Got Talent, which I feel like a lot of people did. I don't know. But I used to love watching Americans Got Talent. I always kind of imagine myself being in that stage. I'm like, I want to be in that stage, and I want to go and sing. What allows me to stay true to myself is a document that I created, a document where I've wrote down who I am. And it's something that I listen to every morning. Engraving in my head my identity, who I am, allows me to stay firm, to live not the world's expectations, but my own. I would say classical music, because I think classical music, at least for me, really allows me to reflect. It allows me to go deeper in reflection, and it just generates this very nostalgic feeling. I think it's just very beautiful to experience.
Morning or night?
Morning.
Cat or dog?
Dog.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee. For sure.
Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
What's your
Favorite comfort food? Cachapa. The Venezuelan cachapa. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. I hope that this episode was able to give you a bit more feedback on who I am and what my intentions on this podcast are. I hope that you stick around. I love you guys. And remember, what stands in the way becomes the way. Un besito.